It's been 6 long years, and now it's there out of nowhere. Blizzard has released a post saying all players who own Warcraft 3 now have access to the original 1.29 client from the Battle.net app. We have a legacy version of Warcraft 3 all of a sudden available to you guys. To install it, click the game version drop down in the bottom left corner of your Battle.net Warcraft 3 play screen and select the legacy version. You go to your Battle.net, here's the drop down, and next to the regular Warcraft 3 and the public test realm, where sometimes we get patches, you now have Warcraft 3 Legacy TFT 1.29. This is around 5 GB big. And that is something that a lot of people criticize over the regular launcher that is over 30 gig big. You join it and you are greeted by the old menu. The beauty of 4x3 in full effect. And we have to say, this is only the menu in 4x3. Patch 1.29 was one of the first patches after a long drought of Blizzard not touching the game, where we got native widescreen support. That's pretty cool if you want to play the campaign, for example. It is a function without a zoom, so you will be very close to the battle, let's say. But there is something nostalgic about this, right? It's undeniable. We all installed this from a CD in our 1 gigahertz PCs back in the 2000s. We were greeted by this many times. And by the way, Blizzard might say it is the Frozen Throne legacy client, but just as back in the day, you can click the key next to single player and you go to Reign of Chaos. It's all there. You can play the entire campaign, and to many, this will be important. Because with Reforged came an updated version of the campaign, a rebalanced version of the campaign that was just different. And now we got the OG back, as it was back in the day. For the cutscenes, you need an extra tool, I guess. K-Lite codec is what we used back in the day. It was all a bit different back then, wasn't it? But the gameplay should be fine. Gonna be very interesting. You can play against the AI. You can play local area network with your friends. By the way, this is all in German. I downloaded it in English. I have no idea why this is German. Hopefully this is not the same for you. What's also great about this is that the community has created a lot of content for a version like this. 1.29 will be able to host a lot of community-made campaigns, a lot of community-made fun maps, user-generated content in general. The Hive Workshop will probably be jubileeing over this. So all of that stuff is now available and easily available. What is unfortunately not there is the multiplayer. The game tries to connect to a Battle.net that is long gone. Battle.net 1.0, Warcraft 3 was one of the last games that supported this and used it probably for 7-8 years. Nobody has touched that server anymore. But knowing the Warcraft community, we've always been pretty good at coming up with custom solutions for hosting. And since this is available now, and local area network is working, just wait. There will be something. It is interesting, by the way, that this is coming just a couple of months after the original Warcraft 3 keys expired. They did this on November 21st. I hope that you all got your keys in. We had 6 years of time to convert our classic Warcraft 3 into reforged Warcraft 3 keys. Hopefully you guys didn't forget about that, because without a key, you have not access to the legacy client of Warcraft 3. By the way, all of this is not new, if we're honest about it, because deep in the help function of the Blizzard homepage is a guide about installing Warcraft 3 Reforged or Original. If you scroll down to I want to install outside of the Battle.net app, you could download installs for the original Reign of Chaos and the original Frozen Throne. It's always been there. They always offered this. But let's be honest, it is cool that it is now in the Battle.net launcher, isn't it? So especially that it comes out of nowhere. We've gotten great patches in the past, we've gotten great quality of life updates in the past, and now this follows a trend of their important 2.0 patch in November of 2024, where they got us the updated graphics and where they brought a similar version to this menu back. It's not the same that we have now in normal Warcraft, vanilla Warcraft, but they try to recreate it, they play into the nostalgia, and it is a new team that is doing the work since the 2.0 patch, or that created the 2.0 and has followed us ever since. The game right now is a lot smoother. It's a lot more compatible. AMD users can use the game. I haven't heard about mouse lags in forever. Compatibility is top. Quality of life features for gaming are really, really good now in comparison to what we got before. Even the editor is getting support after many, many years of being the ugly duckling stepchild that was just raging that stuff gets broken with every update. So this, once again, is something that a lot of people wanted. They didn't want the laggy menus that came with Reforged for some people. They didn't want to download 30 gigabyte of assets that they never use. And it was all out there the entire time. And to this day, when you talk about Reforged, these are things that come up. And it is not the original, like the current game in the old client. But it is a little wink of saying, hey, we see ya. We know some of you want this, and we have this here, so we ship it to you. I think it's a good sign. I think the game is in good hands in the team that's currently been dealing with. So they probably don't have the biggest budget, and they do what they can with limited work. But, you know, I think this is a good sign. And in just 4.5 months, 4.5 months is BlizzCon. We know that there's going to be an exhibition match of Warcraft 3 as it is part of the Blizzard Classic competition, esports competition, and might be Grubby and Moon duking it out one last time on the BlizzCon stage. And who knows what else they've been cooking up. There is constant updates to this game that are shipped on an internal PTR that we don't have access to. We have no idea what they're cooking. But there might be something, there might not be something. Maybe someone found this, thought it's a nice idea, and shipped it. If that's the case, well, at least we got it. If that's just a sign of what's to come, even better. What do you think? Is that a good thing by Blizzard to ship us the client 1.29? What will you do with this? Will you play the original campaign? Is there maybe a custom campaign that you wanted to play for 10 years, but you couldn't, and now you can? Let me know. I think this is pretty good news. The OG Warcraft is back in the Battle.net client.